Ryan didn't realize the exact moment his marriage died until he heard the video play. It was early morning. The kitchen was still dark. The only light came from Clara's phone on the table, casting a pale glow across her face. She wasn't crying. That was what terrified him most. Her eyes looked calm in a way that didn't belong in a room where love was about to be buried. Ryan tried to smile, like he always did when he needed time to think. "You're up early," he said. Clara didn't answer. She simply slid her phone toward him. The screen filled with sound before he could even touch it. A woman's laugh, bright, intimate. His laugh too familiar, too careless. Then his voice again, low and warm, saying things he had sworn he'd never say to anyone but his wife. Ryan's stomach dropped. He felt his heartbeat in his throat. He opened his mouth, but no words came out, because what do you say when the truth finally has proof? Clara watched him the way you watch a stranger who used to feel like home. "Clara, I can explain," Ryan whispered. She raised one hand, not dramatic, not angry, just final. "Don't." That single word hit harder than screaming ever could. Ryan's mind flashed through every lie he'd used like a shield. Late meetings, deadlines, business calls. The little rehearsed kisses on Clara's forehead, while another woman's messages glowed under the blankets. He had told himself he was still a good man because he still came home, because he still wore the ring, because he still said, "I love you." But love doesn't survive on words alone. It survives on what you do when you could get away with anything. Clara took one slow breath, steady as a judge passing sentence, and Ryan suddenly understood something too late. This wasn't a fight. This was an ending. And the worst part was, he had written it himself. Ryan looked like the definition of loyalty. He had soft eyes, careful words, a wedding ring that still caught the light like it was brand new. To friends, co-workers, and family, he was the husband women trusted and men respected. The kind of man who held doors open and remembered anniversaries. The kind of man who seemed incapable of betrayal. But under that polished surface, there was something restless inside him. A hunger he kept pretending didn't exist. A part of him that refused to die, no matter how deep he tried to bury it. It began on a quiet Sunday morning. Clara hummed in the kitchen as she made pancakes. The apartment smelled like coffee and warm sugar. It felt peaceful, safe. Ryan sat at the table, pretending to read the news. But his eyes kept drifting to the phone beside his plate. The screen lit up. A message from Leela. "I can't stop thinking about last night." Ryan froze. A surge of adrenaline rushed through him. Guilt and excitement tangled together in his chest like a sickness he didn't know how to cure. He glanced toward the kitchen. Clara's voice was warm and casual, full of trust, full of the life they built together. Ryan stared at the message again, and his mind whispered the truth he didn't want to face. "She has no idea, and I'm destroying her." His hands moved anyway. He typed with trembling fingers, "I told you not to text me in the morning." A reply came instantly. "You didn't tell me to stop wanting you." The words hit him like electricity. Ryan leaned back in the chair and closed his eyes, as if that could make the situation disappear. But it didn't disappear. It only grew. Because desire doesn't ask permission. And guilt doesn't stop you when you've already started lying. That evening, Clara asked him a simple question. "Do you want to go to dinner with my parents tonight?" Ryan lied so easily it scared him. "I've got a late meeting," he said. "Big deadline." Clara paused, then smiled softly. "Oh, okay, don't work too hard." Her smile used to make him feel lucky. Now it just made him feel small. A few hours later, Ryan sat in his car outside Leela's apartment. Rain streaked the windshield. City lights blurred in the glass like smeared paint. The air smelled like wet asphalt and something worse. Guilt. He sat there, hands on the steering wheel, telling himself he could still stop. "I can turn around. I can go home. I can be the man Clara believes I am." Then his phone buzzed. A single message. "Come up." And just like that, he didn't turn back. The elevator ride felt endless. The quiet hum of machinery, the faint scent of perfume growing stronger with every floor. His heart beat faster, not from love, but from danger. When the doors opened, Leela stood there barefoot, hair messy, smile fearless. "You came," she said. Ryan swallowed. "I shouldn't have." Leela tilted her head. "But you did." The door closed behind him, and the sound of that door felt like a lock clicking shut on his old life. Days turned into weeks. What started as an escape became an addiction. Ryan began leaving work early, inventing deadlines, creating problems he didn't have so he could justify staying late. He texted under the blankets at night while Clara slept inches away, trusting him with her whole heart. Sometimes Clara would stir half asleep and ask, "Who are you texting?" Ryan would answer without even looking at her, "Work stuff, go back to sleep." Then he'd kiss her forehead like a routine, mechanical, practiced, while Leela's messages burned in his palm. Every moment with Leela felt like a high, laughter, temptation, risk. And every morning after felt like a hangover made of shame. Ryan told himself he could hold both worlds in his hands. Leela made him feel alive. Clara made him feel safe. And Ryan convinced himself he couldn't lose either. But the line between those worlds blurred faster than he expected. It started small. Clara noticed his cologne smelled different. Then a lipstick stain appeared on the rim of a coffee mug. Then a lie came too quickly, like he'd already rehearsed it in his head. One night she asked, "You've been distracted lately. Is everything okay?" Ryan smiled. "Just work, I'm fine." But his eyes betrayed him. Clara saw the flicker of fear behind his expression, like something guilty hiding under his skin. She didn't accuse him yet, but she started watching. At work, Ryan couldn't focus. Leela messaged constantly, hungry for more, needing reassurance, needing proof she mattered. "When are you going to tell her?" she asked. Ryan's jaw tightened. "Don't start. You said you loved me." He stared at the screen and didn't reply. Because the truth was, he didn't know what love even meant anymore, not in a world built on lies. One night, Clara tried to save what was slipping away. She cooked his favorite meal, lit candles, kept the lights warm and low like it was a date from the early days of their marriage. Ryan sat across from her, forcing himself to smile, forcing himself to act like everything was fine. But the silence between them was heavy. Clara's voice was quiet. "You don't talk to me anymore." Ryan rubbed his forehead. "I'm just tired." "You're somewhere else when you're with me," she said. He looked up, and for the first time in months, he really saw her. Not just his wife. A woman waiting for the truth. Her eyes were filled with quiet pain and a suspicion she didn't want to believe. Clara inhaled slowly. "Is there someone else?" The question hung in the air like a blade. Run didn't answer, and the silence answered for him. That night, Run lay awake staring at the ceiling, his phone face down on the nightstand like it was a weapon. His mind replayed every excuse, every fake meeting, every "I'm just busy," every moment he chose himself over his marriage. He had built a tower of lies inside his head, and he could feel it swaying. At work, his boss pulled him aside. "Run, you've never been this distracted. Everything okay at home?" Run forced a smile. "Just tired, it's nothing." But everything was something. Soon, the lies began to collapse into each other. He told Clara he was staying late, and forgot he'd already used that excuse yesterday. He told Lulla he was with friends, and she heard Clara's voice in the background. That was the night Lulla's tone changed. "You're lying to both of us now," she texted. Run's fingers tightened around the phone. "You knew what this was." Lulla replied, "No, I thought I did, but you made me believe I mattered." Her anger frightened him. But worse than that, it sounded like truth. Then Clara found the scent. It was faint at first, vanilla mixed with smoke clinging to one of Ryan's shirts. Not hers, not their detergent, something foreign. She didn't say anything, She folded the shirt and set it aside. Later, while putting away a jacket, she found a receipt from a downtown restaurant. Last week, dinner for two. A bottle of wine Clara never drank. Clara's chest went cold. She slid the receipt back into the pocket like it burned her fingers. She still didn't confront him. Not yet. Because she didn't want to lie. She wanted the whole truth. That night, Clara kissed him goodnight. "I love you," she whispered. Run, half asleep and drowning in guilt, murmured back without thinking. "I love you too, Lulla." The silence that followed was so sharp it felt like a scream. Clara didn't move, but something inside her shattered quietly, piece by piece. The next morning, Lulla called Run, not a text, a real call. "We need to talk, tonight." Run's throat tightened. "I can't, Clara." "No more excuses," Lulla snapped. "You either tell her or I will." Run felt the world stop. "You wouldn't," he said, but his voice didn't sound convincing. "Try me." That night, Run drove to Lulla's apartment again, not out of passion but desperation. The place that once felt like escape now felt like a trap. Lulla stood with her arms crossed, eyes hard. "You think you can keep both of us forever," she said. "That I'll live in the shadows like I'm nothing." "It's not that simple," Run insisted. "It is," Lulla said. "Tell her or I do." Run reached for her hand, but she pulled away. "You're not the man I fell for," Lulla whispered. "You're just a coward in a suit." Something in Run cracked. He slammed the door behind him and walked out into the rain, chest burning, breath shaking. He told himself he was still in control. But deep down, he knew the ending was coming. When Run got home, Clara was standing by the window watching the rain like she'd been waiting for it. He stepped inside, soaked and pale. Clara didn't yell, didn't demand answers. She just said calmly, "Dinner's cold." Run swallowed. "I'm sorry, work ran late." Clara turned her head slightly. "You said that yesterday." Run froze. "And the day before," she added. Her tone wasn't angry. It was calm in a way that felt dangerous. "You should shower," Clara said. "You smell like smoke and something else." Run looked up sharply, but Clara had already turned away. In that moment, he finally understood. She knew something. And for the first time, the fear of losing her hit harder than the desire that started it all. From that day forward, Clara became quiet. Not weak. Not blind. Quiet like a storm gathering power. She started keeping notes, times, dates, places Run claimed to be. Every lie carefully stacked like bricks, building a wall between them. Then one evening, she followed him. The city lights blurred in the drizzle as Run's car turned down a street Clara didn't recognize. He parked near a dim cafe tucked between closed shops. Clara watched from across the road. Through the window, she saw her husband. And across from him, she saw a woman with red lipstick and eyes full of fire. Clara whispered the name like it was poison. "Lulla." She drove home without a word. Her hands shook on the steering wheel, but her eyes stayed dry. If I cry, it becomes real. If I stay calm, maybe it's still a dream. That night, while Run showered, Clara tried his phone. Locked. She tried his laptop. Password protected. Then she remembered something old, something forgotten. An iPad in a drawer, one Run hadn't used in months. She turned it on. No passcode. And within seconds, messages filled the screen. Dozens, hundreds. "I can't wait for tonight." "Me neither. She thinks I'm on a business trip." Every word cut deep. Every emoji felt like a knife twisting inside her. Clara set the iPad down. She sat on the kitchen floor and stared at the wall while the clock ticked. Tick, tick, tick. Each second whispering the same word. Betrayal. The next morning, Clara looked at herself in the mirror and barely recognized the woman staring back. Red eyes, pale skin, trembling mouth. She stared at her reflection for a long time. Then she smiled. Not a happy smile, a sharp one. And she whispered, "Okay, let's play your game." That night, Clara greeted Run with a kiss. She cooked dinner. She listened to his fake stories. She laughed at the right moments. Run said, "I had a long day." Clara answered softly, "I bet you did." Run didn't hear the meaning under her words. He never did. A week later, Clara told Run she was going out of town to visit her sister. Run smiled with relief. He didn't even bother hiding. He kissed her goodbye. "I'll miss you," he said. Clara smiled back, "I'm sure you will." The moment Clara drove away, Run texted Lulla. "She's gone, come over tonight." But Clara didn't go to her sister. She parked near the house and waited. Hours later, Lulla's car pulled up. Clara watched the lights turn on inside. She heard faint music through the windows, laughter, footsteps. Her stomach turned cold. My bed, my kitchen, my husband. Clara raised her phone and recorded. Not dramatic.
If this story hits you, you can support the channel with a quick hype.
Not shaking. Controlled. Then she started her car and drove away, face calm in a way that didn't feel human anymore. The next morning, Ryan woke up alone. Clara was sitting at the kitchen table, coffee steaming in front of her. Ryan tried to smile. "You're back early." Clara's eyes stayed on him. Couldn't sleep. Then she slid her phone across the table. The video started playing. Their laughter, their voices, his promises to another woman. Ryan's heart stopped. "Clara, I don't." One word. Final. Clara stood slowly, every movement precise. "You took my love and turned it into your playground," she said. "You built our home on lies." Ryan's mouth opened again, but there was nothing left that could save him. Clara's voice didn't rise. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. "I'm not going to beg for someone who chose betrayal," she said. "I just want you to remember this moment for the rest of your life. The moment you lost everything because you couldn't stop yourself." Then she walked past him. The door closed behind her. And Ryan realized the loudest sound in the world isn't shouting. It's silence when the person you love finally stops trying. Ryan sat alone, staring at the wall. Every photo on the shelves, weddings, vacations, birthdays, looked fake now, like props from a life he didn't deserve. He picked up a picture from their wedding day. Clara was laughing. Ryan had been looking at her like she was the only thing that mattered. He whispered, "When did I stop being that man?" He dropped the frame. It shattered. Glass cut his fingers, but he barely noticed. Pain felt like punishment. And punishment felt like the only honest thing left. He called Clara. No answer. He texted. Nothing. Every silence felt like another nail, sealing the coffin of his marriage. 3 days later, Clara finally answered. Her voice was calm. "What do you want, Run?" "Just to talk," he said. "Please." They met at the park, where he had proposed years ago. The irony was unbearable. Run said, "I made a mistake, a huge one, but I love you. That never changed." Clara looked at him like he didn't understand words anymore. "You don't get to say that," she said. "Please," Run begged. Clara shook her head once. "Love isn't what you feel between lies. It's what you prove when no one's watching." Run reached for her hand. Clara stepped back. "You broke something that can't be fixed," she said. "I hope she was worth it." Then she turned and walked away. And Run watched her disappear, realizing he wasn't losing her slowly anymore. He had already lost her. Lella called again. Over and over. He ignored it. Finally, she left a voicemail. "Don't ignore me, Run. You promised you'd choose me." But Run didn't want to choose anyone. Not anymore. He sat on the floor of the empty bedroom and stared at the broken frame. "I thought I could have both," he whispered. "Now I have neither." Weeks passed. Silence became his new life. Then one morning, Ryan found an envelope in the mailbox. No return name, just his. Inside was a single page written in Clara's handwriting. "You'll always be a chapter in my story, but never the ending. I hope one day you understand what real love means, not the kind that burns quickly, but the kind that survives honesty. Goodbye, Clara." Ryan's vision blurred as he read it. He folded the letter carefully and put it in his wallet, like it was the last piece of a life he didn't deserve. Months later, he walked past that same cafe. Lala was inside, alone, sipping coffee. Their eyes met through the glass. Neither smiled. For a moment, Ryan considered walking in, letting the past drag him back into the same destruction. Then he felt the weight of Clara's letter in his pocket, and he remembered what it cost. He turned and walked away. The city lights reflected on the wet pavement, just like the night it all began. Only this time, there was no thrill, just emptiness. As he disappeared into the fog, his phone buzzed. A notification from an unknown number. Regret is forever. Ryan stopped walking. He stared at the screen. Then slowly, he turned the phone off. For good. Because the story didn't end with fire. It ended with the quiet kind of loss that never leaves.
If you've ever felt this kind of pain, don't walk through it alone. Hit subscribe and stay with us. More real stories are coming.